iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome in here, ladies and gentlemen, to the Michigan International Speedway. Here it is in Brookland, Michigan. We're high above this speedway, the 2-mile track here tonight in the Virtual Turn 3 Racing Network booth to bring you the action here for the Salt Flat Cup Series. Tonight's race is brought to us by the American Heroes, honoring all branches of the military. Our hats are off to all of you that are tuning in here tonight. We thank you for the sacrifices you have made for us to live here in this great country and do what we love, which is, well, be right here on the iRacing.com platform. Tonight, we will go racing for 200 miles. It is 100 laps of distance. Like we said, it is a 2-mile speedway here tonight. This track has 4 turns. It is 18 degrees of banking in the turn. The start-finish line has 12 degrees of banking, and it is 5 degrees of banking on the back straightaway. This track tonight is gonna play like a super speedway. Yes, it's not Talladega, it's not Daytona, it's 2 miles in distance. Yes, that's true. But with these cup cars and the 550 horsepower package with the high downforce, you're going to have to pick and choose where you make your move here tonight. You're going to get a lot of great runs off these corners, especially that front straightaway. We should see speeds upwards in the draft of about 205 miles an hour. That's like going down the back straightaway at the Talladega Super Speedway in a big pack. We're going to see that all here coming up in just a couple of moments. Qualifying is underway currently. It looks like there is 24 drivers that have made their way in here to the Michigan International Speedway. Let's quickly walk through what our points championship looks like coming into tonight. Hunter Reynolds has a point lead over Michael Sturgill that's sitting at 112. And then it is Roy Fernandez sitting back there. He is sitting in third. He has 145 points out of your championship lead, just 33 points behind Michael Sturgill. Cole Day is sitting fourth, 7 points behind Fernandez for that third position. 17 points back, then sitting in fifth is Cody Levitt. Josiah Millen is 18 points behind him, with Jamie Leach sitting in seventh, just 17 points back. But Leach has Cody Sleeper nipping on the heels of him. He is 1 point back, battling for that 7th and 8th position. Tim Combs, Randy Johnson, and Greg O'Berry are all tied for that 9th position. And that's how your top 10 technically are looking like coming into tonight. Qualifying just about to wrap up here tonight, race fans, and it looks like 22 drivers will take a qualifying attempt here at the Michigan International Speedway. Qualifying is already in the books. We're going to see what the starting lineup here tonight looks like in just a couple of seconds, but race fans, we are closing in on the end of the season. This is round number 13 out of the 16. Let's go down trackside here now and check out our starting lineup. Starting lineup here tonight is brought to us by SimBox. Get your button box from SimBox today. Head on over to Facebook.com and type in SimBox PC. This is your starting lineup. Starting lineup's got the driver out of South Carolina. That's the number 75 of Quincy Atkins. Hunter Reynolds will start P number 2 in his Fuel Sim Racing number 28. Cole Day's got the 99 scheduled for third tonight, along with Michael Sturgill, the driver that's going to be competing in the Road to Pro Series coming up here in a couple of weeks. He got the number 90 starting in fourth. Fifth will go to the driver out of Kutztown, Pennsylvania, driving the number 40. This is Josiah Millen. Randy Johnson, Some Doubt Racing number 12. He will roll off sixth. Seventh will go to Darrell Clauter in the number 26 machine. Eighth will go to the number 2 of Jared Hagedorn. Starting in the 9th position here tonight, driving the number 33. This is Greg O'Berry. He'll go 9th on the starting lineup. Starting 10th here tonight will be the driver out of Las Vegas. It'll be the 38 of Cody Levitt. Cody Sleeper starting right back behind him, the SimBox Motorsports 01. He'll start 11th. 12th here tonight will be the number 7. It's the Raven Graphics, the crew entry of Doyle Lowrance. Starting back there into the 13th position will be Stephen Pugh out of Texas. Jamie Leach will go 13th, or drive the number 13 tonight, starting 14th. 15th will be to the No Doubt Racing. It's the 98 out the gate race fans of racing Jason Griffith-Dobbs. Tim Combs will start the 88 in position number 16. 17th here tonight on the starting lineup. It is the driver out of Canada. It is the BP Motorsports K1 Graphics Liquid Molly number 83 of Brandon Feeney. Peyton Johnson will roll the number 15 off. In 18th, 19th, we'll go to the SimBox Motorsports. SimBox number 77 of Doug Neal. Roy Fernandez, the Cuban Missile. Well, he's going to start 20th. Donald Bennett will roll off 21st here tonight. Russ Hancock will roll off 22nd. 23rd on the grid will go to Josh Buckley, the Granny Hips Machine. 24th on the grid here tonight will be Danny Valenzuela. That is your starting lineup, brought to us by SimBox. The cars are out on the track. You can hear the roar of them just like that. Everybody coming out. And there they are. Going to be one lap under pace conditions here before we drop the hammer tonight. Get ready, race fans. Some of the fastest drivers on iRacing about to take the green flag. Down the back straightaway they are, assembled 2x2. There you see the Army-sponsored number 75. That's out of the Send It Studios. That is Quincy Atkins. To his outside, it's normally going to be the Squidward machine, but it is the Navy-sponsored 28. Remember, tonight's race is the American Heroes 200. All 24 drivers do take to the grid here. So 24 drivers will battle it down into turn number 1. iRacing pace truck is off. We're coming into the Thomas E-Step Foundation restart zone. Green flag in the flagman's hand, and here we go. Green flag is up. Put 100 laps on the books. Great start. Everybody coming up through those 4-speed gearboxes. It takes to just about here to find 4th gear. Looking like just about 3 wide racing there. It's going to go back to 2x2 for the front. There's the number 90 of Sturgill onto the back of the 28 of Reynolds as they go down the back straightaway. Josiah Millen down to the inside. Looked like he wanted to take the peak to the inside of the 99 and had to decide if he was going to do it or not. He elected to back off the whole day. Now going to slide up the speedway. Look at him there. 3 wide back here. Here comes Greg O'Berry up the middle. That 33 Coca-Cola entry. He'll pick up a position there from Eric Walter. Jared Hagedorn's running the high line here. Now Josiah Millen works his way up the speedway. Greg O'Berry going to peek down to the bottom on that number 40. Lowrance back there trying to get around the number 2 of Jared Hagedorn also. Hunter Reynolds did lead lap number 1. He continues to lead over Michael Sturgill. There you see the battle for the top positions. Oh, Greg O'Berry real loose down on the bottom side of the speedway. Derek Lauder also down there. There's the 7 of Lowrance, the driver out of Spring, Texas. Holding right now into that number 13 position with that number 7 car. Good looking hot rod. Peyton Johnson also back here in his number 15 entry. He's kind of stuck behind the 26 of Derek Lauder right now. Just kind of got to bite your time and wait. It is a very long race here tonight of this 2-mile track. 100 laps is the distance for the 200 miles. We can do math. I did take the shoes off to count the 200 miles. Right now, this is the only battles that are side by side on the speedway. That's the 26 of Derek Lauder working to the inside. That is the 56 of Stephen Pugh. There they go down the back straightaway. Peyton Johnson going to lose a little ground to the 98 out the gate. He's to the outside. There comes the Budweiser number 88 of Tim Combs here tonight. Still Derek Lauder working the inside. I'm impressed that he's actually able to keep the momentum wound up down there and still hold serve with Stephen Pugh. And he's actually going to now make that pass as Josiah Millen is looking to pick up a position here. That is Cody Sleeper in the 01 National Guard entry. There's Jamie Leach also. Leach got a great run. Usually you see the 01 of Cody Sleeper running the SimBox paint scheme. But tonight the crew did say, well, we're going to pull something out of the garage here, a little bit different, to represent our American heroes. Five laps officially completed here tonight as Hunter Reynolds still continues to lead. Michael Sturgill went down to the bottom side of the speedway. Quincy Atkins brings his machine right back to the top side of the speedway. He did qualify on the pole here tonight. Did not lead the first lap as it was Hunter Reynolds, and it looks like Reynolds is going to be able to lead once again at the start-finish line. It'll be 6 laps. Already, it looks 12 miles of racing already put down. They've all been led by Reynolds, but here comes Sturgill working the inside of the speedway. Does he have something with his Ascari Motorsports number 90? Randy Johnson also trying to move up the big unit. I would try to pronounce that New York town's name, but race fans, I would butcher that one 10 ways to next Tuesday, so we're just calling the driver from New York. There's the number 6 of Roy Fernandez. He's got the U.S. Air Force paint job. I believe Bubba Wallace ran that car a couple seasons back. Peyton Johnson laying the old chrome horn there. To the back of Pugh. Looks like Millen has started to back up here. I'm not sure if there's damage on that number 40. Looks like here comes Tim Combs. He's going to dive it to the inside. That's going to put Pugh to the outside, Millen in the middle, and Tim Combs down to the bottom side of the speedway. Somebody going to scrape the wall. It's Cody Sleeper. Everybody's going to... Now they're going to crash. 38 of Cody Levitt. Parking lot front straightaway. Everybody's trying to whoa him up, and Leach is involved. Someone going down through the grass. That's the 77 of Doug Neal. There's Jared Hagedorn also involved. First caution flag of the night coming out here. We'll have to go back and dissect this one as there's a lot of cars involved on this one. Have to see where this all starts. Doyle Lowrance involved. Take the look back. Oh, it actually starts with, I think, that 33 of O'Berry. I see Lowrance going through the grass to get through. Jamie Leach getting turned around, and it looks like Stephen Pugh. There's Darrell Lauder, and 98 out the gate. Donald Bennett, as brand new Bromley Designs paint scheme, got involved. See if we can find where the 33 of Greg O'Berry is. There's that 33 Coca-Cola entry. Take a look back. Him and Cody Sleeper are already together. They're 4 wide sandwiches. There's Levitt and Leach going around. Let's take a ride here with Doug Neal. So Neal had to go down there into the grass to get around that one. Right on board here and see what Cody Levitt saw out of that. Oh. Oh, the kits just keep on coming. Oh, and it looks like Cody Levitt's machine crab walking. So a rough start to this one. There's your race leader, though. He did not come to pits. That's Hunter Reynolds, Michael Sturgill, Quincy Atkins, and Brandon Feeney. All did not come to pit road. Looks like a lot of drivers came down for tires, and a lot of drivers are still sitting down on pit road currently. Looks like Dobbs is going to be able to get back out onto the speedway. Jamie Leach also come back out. A lot of cars with a lot of damage. There's Peyton Johnson. His night is going to be rough from this point forward. The driver out of Virginia totally tore up. That whole front nose of this Chevrolet is pancaked. It is flat. The fenders are not straight. The rear tail is not straight. It is not going to handle very well. Rego Berry also coming back out. He's pancaked the whole right-hand side of that 33. Looks like Derek Lauder is still sitting down on pit road. He's got the nose torn off that finesse. Laser Designs, number 26. Cody Levitt also having a ton of damage. So a lot of tore-up cars here. We're going to see how they get up to speed. Your highest running car that was involved in that, there you see the number 56 of Stephen Pugh. There you see the 88 of Tim Combs. He's got a little bit of damage too. Looks like the 19 of Russ Hancock got through there pretty well off. And the 6 of Fernandez, he had to lock him up. And I don't see any damage on that U.S. Air Force number 6. There's the number 2 of Jared Hager, and he was down into the grass. Got a little rear end damage. We're coming back here into the Thomas E-Step Foundation restart zone, and we're getting back to racing. Back up through the gearbox as we come. Now to be Reynolds and Sturgill having to do battle with each other down into turn number 1 side by side for the first time tonight. Sturgill has the outside advantage, I would say, but Reynolds going to hold it right down to the bottom side. Let's see if Sturgill gets a good run off of turn number 2. He's got Brandon Feeney looking like he's trying to come help him. Feeney pushes Sturgill down into 3, but will it be enough to propel him? Millen going to go to the top side, slide in front of represent the low ramp. 12 of Randy Johnson also. Sturgill stays high. Now he's going to dive down. He will take the race lead out of turn number 4. New race leader here tonight to lead lap number 12. It'll be the 90 of Michael Sturgill leading his first laps. Bonus points, bonus points, bonus points are all on the line here tonight. Oh, one of them getting turned. The 99 of Cole Day. Day going to go down to the inside wall. One of them flipping. That's the 31 of Donald Bennett. His night looks like it's going to end with 12 miles of racing in the books. Trying to wiggle that 31 back onto the wheels. Not going to happen. Cole Day is going to pull away. What happened with Cole Day? We're going to have to look back here. And there's the 12 of Johnson. And Johnson and Day make contact. And there you see Bennett come into the picture. And he took it hard into the wall. Well, you want to talk about a hard impact. Let's watch this back. Let's ride onboard helmet camera with Donald Bennett. Oh, the first wall and then the second wall. There was a split in that fence, and he found it. Probably the worst spot to find. Day comes up a little, and it looks like Johnson's down a little bit, and unfortunately that's going to send both of them around, and Donald's night may, though, end up on the back straightaway. So there's your race leader, Michael Sturgill. He has yet to come to pit road. It looks like your top 3 elect to stay out here once again. Everybody else trying to get a little damage done. A little fixed. So as we pace here tonight at Michigan, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here with the American Heroes 200 from Michigan.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Turn 3. What? Oh. There we go. Turn 3 After Dark by Bromley Designs.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Michigan International Speedway tonight for the American Heroes 200 for the SimBox Cup Series presented by Salt Flat Racing. Second caution flag just being cleaned up here tonight. We have 15 laps in the books, working lap 16, so it'll be 16 officially completed when we come back here. We've had two race leaders tonight, Michael Sturgill and Hunter Reynolds. Sturgill just worked his way around the number 28 of Reynolds before that second caution flag came out. Brandon Feeney on the back bumper here saying let's go as we come back into the Thomas E-Step Foundation restart zone. Everybody coming up through the gears. A lot of wounded machines out there. Cody Levin and Donald Bennett right now still down on pit road. As they're down on pit road, it'll be Michael Sturgill who sails it off with the turn number 1. Bill Lee coming down the back straightaway. Here comes Hunter Reynolds to the back bumper. Give him a little shove. Zion Millen still lurking in the background. There's also Lowrance, and they're going to go 3 wide down here. Millen almost got put into the sucker hole. Lowrance lifted. Millen's going to slide up the speedway. He'll run the top shelf here. Looks like the top side of the speedway here is where everybody wants to go, except for Brandon Feeney. Brandon Feeney still working down on the inside of the speedway. He started in that second row. 1 lap completed back to the green flag, and it is Michael Sturgill leading. Brandon Feeney looks like he's going to dive down below. He's a couple miles an hour slower. He had a little bit of a moment that time down in 1 and 2. There's the 88 of Tim Combs lurking to the outside. He's got a little damage on the nose piece of that Chevrolet. Oh, Quincy Atkins up into the wall. Quincy hits the wall, and they're going to go 4 wide down the front straightaway. Now it's 3 wide. Atkins lifted out of that. It'll be old Granny Hips down to the bottom, and the Granny Hips Walker's driver up to the top side of Feeney. Here comes 98. He's going to come down to the bottom of the speedway, see if he can get the old Chevy rolling down there. The Marines entry tonight. It's the Griffith Stone Send It Studios Kyle Busch 2.0 driver. At one point, we did have live in-car camera footage from the Crossville, Tennessee driver, but it looks like we don't have that. One of them going around towards the back of the track, and I believe that was the 15 and the 12 getting together. They both cut the grass. Let's take a look back here. What just happened? Oh, the 12 checks up for the 77 and nowhere for Peyton Johnson to go except for right into it. And both drivers do a dang old good job of driving, boys, to keep those cars from spinning out. Hunter Reynolds dropping positions here. You see that 28. He is now falling back to 6th, and I'm just taking a look, and I am being told that Josh Buckley did put some tires on this number 22 machine, so that's why he is fast coming through the field. So did Racing Jason, so new tires for both of those drivers. Millen did come to pit road, but it was for fuel only. Here comes Lowrance in his crew-sponsored entry, the new Netflix show. I can tell you, race fans, I did sit down and watch it, and it is a pretty funny show. It's a NASCAR comedy. Check the crew out over on Netflix. Came out back on February the 15th. So another new race leader here, Lowrance, who did come to pit road. I don't believe he put tires on the car, but he has been to pit road. He will now lead lap number 21, so that is our third leader of the evening. Everybody's starting to spread themselves out, except for, well, this group back here. It's being led by the 2 of Jared Hagedorn. There's Cody Sleeper. Roy Fernandez is also here. There's the 33 of Bringo Berry, Ross Hancock. Quincy Atkins, remember him getting into the wall. Drop back here to the 14th spot. He did have the pole coming into the night, and look at that camouflage number 77 of Doug Neal. Doug Neal, driver out of Georgia, the owner-operator of SimBox. Race fans, make sure you check out SimBox. SimBox over there on Facebook. You can type in SimBox PC. Get your custom button box made by Doug Neal. If you want it in a certain design, certain toggle switches, you draw it up, and Doug Neal will be able to print that out, get it slapped onto a box just for all you race fans. If you're an iRacer or if you're a Forza driver, you need it. Looks like Cody Levitt's going to bring the Las Vegas Golden Knights entry back out here, see if he can pick up a spot or two. He came into the night running 5th in the championship standings, just 17 points behind Cole Day. Cole Day has got a rough night, and, well, right now, Cody looks like he could pick up a couple of spots if he can get out here. Looks like he has to turn about 4 laps to catch Donald Bennett. Here's a Lowrance, though, coming at him at about 190 miles an hour down the back straightaway. Lowrance has the hot shoe right now. You see him work up on Cody. He's going to come down here. He's going to get a little bit of that draft from Cody Levitt down the front straightaway. See how fast. 196 on the radar going down there into turn number 1. Levitt's going to drop another position. It looks like Jamie Leach has taken his car to pit road to see if they can get some of those repairs done. Buckley's still working on the East Bend Manufacturing deck of batteries, number 40, Josiah Miller. Got there right to Millen, and he's just not been able to get around. Millen, remember, has yet to put tires on. Oh, Sturgill is coming to pit road. Here comes the 28 of Reynolds, and I believe that's the 75 of Quincy Atkins also coming to pit road here on lap number 26. So drivers officially making their first green flag pit cycles here of the evening. There's Millen working the outside. Cody Levitt's up to speed currently behind that number 40. 88 of Combs to try and pick which line's going to move here, and it looks like the 22 of Buckley will pass the 40. The 40 here will crossover move out of turn number 4. Millen's going to take the position back. Tim Combs goes down to the bottom. He's going to take a little draft off that number 40. See your race leaders, or who were your race leaders there. The 90 and the 28 coming out of pit road. They're going to blend in here into this field. Millen takes the spot back. Tim Combs is going to pick up P3 for the time being. Sturgill with those fresher tires. He is faster. He's going to work the outside here around a couple of these guys. Got to go up and catch Lowrance low to unlap himself. Remember, these drivers were off sequence with each other. Millen came down on lap number 9, put fuel in with Lowrance and Combs. As you see the 56 coming out onto the track. That is Stephen Pugh, the driver out of Texas. Looking at it, we should probably expect Millen and the crew probably the next 3 to 4 laps as they're 3 wide. Hagedorn going to be in the middle. Levitt was to the top side in that red throwback retro looking 38 with the Squidward bikini bottom navy entry. 28 Reynolds. Reynolds lost a little time on pit road. Then kind of got back here in traffic. Brandon Feeney did come to pit road with your race leaders on lap number 25 as he's trying to hang on to that liquid moly entry. Lowrance still continuing to lead. Has to come to pit road here, and well, he's on that same strategy that Millen and Combs was on. As you can see, Sturgill has just walked away. You see the gap that he has picked up over the number 7. Looks like Lowrance will stay out here. Here comes the 28, though, of Reynolds. He needs to get in front of the race leader here. So if a caution were to come out, he would be on the lead lap. He would get the tag back with no penalties and no end of the longest line. And that's exactly what he's going to do. He'll get in front of Doyle Lowrance, so he'll unlap himself. That'll put Hunter Reynolds now running 14th on the lead lap. Donald Bennett is still sitting on pit road as Cody Levitt continues to turn laps here. He did just pick up that 23rd position, so that's 1 spot gained for the driver out of Las Vegas. Cody's been running years, not just here on iRacing, but he got his start back, well, on PlayStation 1. Then he moved up through the ranks to PlayStation 2 before getting an Xbox 360 where he competed in a Forza league for a couple of years with a couple of the drivers that are here with Salt Flat Racing. So many years of sim racing experience. Talking about experience, you can't beat experience like a championship. Driver out of Lansing, Michigan. Calls this his home track on iRacing and his home track in real life. Fernandez picked up the Progression Series championship the other season. And a new race leader this time by at the line. It'll be the number 40 of Josiah Millen. Lowrance and Combs coming to pit road with Russ Hancock. Hagedorn and Buckley are battling. The double J's with the double 2s. It's 2 and 22. Depending on the night, though, you might flip-flop it. You might give Jared Hagedorn the 22 and Josh Buckley the 2, depending on where you're at. I believe at one point even Jared ran the 0-2. Millen's going to duck her off into pit road. So Millen will make his pit stop here on lap number 34, off sequence from a couple of race leaders. Jared Hagedorn leads that lap. There you see Lowrance coming out of pit road. Combs is right behind, hot to trot. See where everybody's going to start to cycle through. expect Roy Fernandez and Cody Sleeper here either this time or next time by coming to pit road. Does look like Fernandez will bring her down to pit road. Looks like that's the 01, the National Guard 01. Sleeper, the teammate, he'll come to pit road. Doug Neal, also part of that SimBox crew. They will all come to pit road together. Probably looking at another 5 laps or so for Jared Hagedorn to bring his number 2 to pit road. Good looking paint. I believe Michael Bromley out of the Bromley Design Stables ended up making that paint. Red, white, and blue, of course, all over that car. Tim Combs in the 88 will unlap himself. Along with Lowrance, there you see him. There's Millen, who just came out of pit road, so he's still trying to get up to speed. Brand new for Mr. Feelgood's on that, number 40. A little bit back behind who will take over the race lead. That will be Michael Sturgill after everything cycles back through. Still got Jared Hagedorn, Josh Buckley, Grego Berry, and Danny Valenzuela, who all need to come to pit road. Of course, there you see the driver out of Utah. It's the Raze Energy Rep Sports machine. New colors on that 04, South Beach. If you're an energy drink novelist, well, you need to head on over to repsports.com and pick up some South Beach. Pick up some Voodoo while you're at it. I got a can sitting right here in the old Durham 3 koozie. We're drinking that here tonight to keep us awake at the Michigan Speedway, to keep us awake, hydrated, focused, and ready to rock and roll here tonight. On checkout, when you're over there at repsports.com, make sure you type in UTWRX to save yourself 10% on checkout. That code is UTWRX on checkout. So Jared Hagedorn did peel off and come to pit road. That turns things over to the number 22 of Joshua Buckley, who he will now come to pit road, grabs a little piece of that grass, and now he'll come to pit road. That should turn things over to Danny Valenzuela in his Camry, who has been into the outside wall at one point here tonight. So Danny Valenzuela going to lead his first laps here tonight, and he should be coming to pit road next time by. And then that driver right there will take over and reassume the race lead. And he has put some time on Brandon Feeney, who I believe has been able to hold off the 28 of Hunter Reynolds. Looking at the Reynolds entry, I'm not sure. I think he's been into the wall with the right side of that car. There's definitely some right side damage on the Hunter Reynolds machine. There you see Millen starting to close in on Reynolds. Valenzuela has brought his 04 entry to pit road. There you see him in his pit stall right behind the number 31 of Donald Bennett, who is involved in, I believe, our second yellow here of the evening. Closing in on halfway, and we are through the green flag pit cycle. And how do they cycle all out of pit road? Oh no, it looks like one driver just disconnected from our server here. It looks like the driver of the 28 of Hunter Reynolds has disconnected. He is being shown off the speedway. That's not what you want to see for the championship leader. Well, let's take you through the top 10. After the pit cycle, Michael Sturgill reassumes the top spot here in the number 90. His Kari Motorsports driver started back in the 4th position after his qualifying attempt, and didn't take him very long, just about the 11th lap, and took the race lead, and has been there pretty much until Doyle Lowrance came up, and unfortunately it looks like Lowrance is off the track too. So right now Sturgill is your race leader. Second place, the driver out of Kutztown, Pennsylvania. Kyle's my number 1 fan, Jordan Head Racing 77H, number 40. Millen says the car feels pretty good, especially on the long run. Do not touch it. Well, right now he runs second. Brandon Feeney pitted back on lap number 25. He's running in the 3rd position. He's picked up 14 spots here tonight. The driver out of Ontario, Canada, having himself a really good run here. Tim Combs is just behind him, the driver out of Holland, Ohio. Budweiser car has seen better days, but he's out there pounding down the Budweisers, and he's going to pick up third here from Brandon Feeney. So that'll put Feeney back to running fourth. Racing Jason, he was involved in that first big wreck of the night. And boy, he's just kept on trucking. Special note on the side of that, we love you, Adam, on the side of this number 98. So the Marines entry is still out there ticking. Driver out of Nebraska, that is Jared Hagedorn. You see him in the number 2. He said the car is a little tight, but he's able to drive it as here comes the number 2 of Joshua Buckley. You wouldn't swear that is Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski out there tonight, the way these two are driving each other. That's right, Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano getting into it from Talladega as one's going to cross over the other here. So we're just hang right here, watch this battle out onto the speedway of the number 2 machines. Draft top entry for Josh Buckley working the high side of the speedway with the Turn 3 Racing Network. Northern Plain Boxer Rescue or something like that there on the quarter panel of Hagedorn's machine. And that is going to be the 77 of Doug Neal, who's actually right behind them. He has picked up 11 spots right now. Remember, at one point, he went through the grass. Well, good thing here, race fans, is on iRacing, there is no wet grass. So the splitter going to stay intact on that 77. Hagedorn still working the inside of the speedway to try and get back around that 22. Josh Buckley. Buckley got a little tight that time off the corner, and Hagedorn still there on the quarter panel trying to side draft and pull him back a little bit. Oh, contact down into 1. Little contact, both drivers going for that same real estate. Hagedorn slides up in front of him and a crossover move by the 22. Here is Buckley now working the inside. Buckley has the nose damage while Hagedorn has the rear spoiler damage. And Doug Neal has a front row seat. Looks like Doug Neal elected to back off just a little bit. Hagedorn going to go to the inside there. Buckley going to come down and side draft. He tried to block him for a moment. These two crossing over and sliding each other. Hagedorn going to cross over and slide up the track now, and Buckley going to give him a little bump down the back straightaway. They're closing in on, I believe that's the 98 out the gate of Racing Jason. They're both going to go to the inside here. Hard racing from the Ford Brigade. Sturgill just came down pit road that time by. That'll turn things back over to Mr. Millen before halfway. On board here with Jared Hagedorn. Looking back at Josh Buckley. Did Buckley overcook the tires now? Because he has started to fade off the back of that number 2. Dobbs tried to save a little fuel here, I believe. Doug Neal has fallen off the pace. Russ Hancock inside the top 10. You see him in that number 19. He's running in the 8th spot. Doug Neal going to look to the inside here on Dobbsy and get down there into turn number 1. He'll get underneath. Millen, though, is your race leader. He's got about a 3.5-second lead over Tim Combs, as that's the 90 of Sturgill that comes out just ahead of Josiah Millen. There's the 28 of Hunter Reynolds back out on track. Reynolds being shown 5 laps down currently as he disconnected and then reconnected. Wonder how far Reynolds can climb his way back through the field here tonight. Has a couple drivers like Roy Fernandez also a couple laps down. He's on the same lap as Roy. About 6 seconds separates both of those drivers. They're currently going to be battling for the 16th position. 16th, 17th, and 18th are all on the same lap. Brandon Feeney down on pit road. Also Quincy Atkins. Millen will continue to lead. We're getting closer to the halfway point here tonight of the 200-mile race for the American Heroes 200 here at the Michigan International Speedway. See if Millen can stay out here for 2 more laps and lead at the halfway point. Randy Johnson also coming to pit road in the number 12. He'll hit his box and see if he puts on 4 fresh tires. Let's see if the car goes up on the jacks. There it is. The right side tires are going on, so it'll be a 4-tire stop as Millen comes by. Car in the background is actually the Darren Water entry, the Finesse Laser Designs number 26 out of Florida. A lot of damage, looking like one of those open wheel Northeast asphalt modifieds. And race fans, yes, that is Darrell's actual age. He is 0. I couldn't believe it myself. Darrell took on something new, though, this season here. He has been trying to paint all his cars. We gave him a hard time for a very long time about his number choices that he had going on for almost a year. And now this year he looks like he got a good proportion of the number correct, I should say. It's proportioned very well. At one point, Darrell had a very small number, then he had a very large number. That 26 is looking pretty hot to trot. Halfway home as Josiah Millen comes across the line that time. He did lead at the halfway point home. So as we just get over the halfway point here tonight at Michigan, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to pay the bills here tonight at Michigan, and we'll be back with the American Heroes 200 for the SimBox Cup Series, presented by Salt Flat Racing.
Turn 3. What? Oh. There we go. Turn 3 After Dark by Bromley Designs.
Assist to the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing!
Racely to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Cronkite goes off. De Jong into second place.
I'm going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
He's trying this contact though.
Slide left of the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schubert, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Welcome back here, race fans, to the Michigan International Speedway. here for the American Heroes 200 for the SimBox Cup Series tonight, presented by Salt Flat Racing. There's your race leader as he has yet to come to pit road. He has to make his second stop for fuel and tires here. Josiah Millen is the race leader. I believe he should be coming to pit road this time by as he is slow down there in 3 and 4. He'll come to pit lane here. And that'll hand things over to Jared Aglerman, driver out of Nebraska. A good race we've had so far here tonight. 2 caution flags flying in the early stages of this one, but we have been green all the way since. Everybody on a different strategy run here. We have drivers that have still yet to make their second pit stop under green flag tonight, like your race leader Jared Hagedorn, and of course Danny Valenzuela here, who's just going to get passed by Michael Sturgill, who has made his second stop tonight. He pitted back on lap number 45, so he's got a good bit of tires usage already on that number 90. So everybody on a little bit different run. Brandon Feeney, of course, he's still out here. He is pitted back on lap number 47, so about 10 laps on his tires. A couple drivers have disconnected here tonight. It looks like Peyton Johnson has called it a night from Michigan. Doyle Lowrance has called it a night, along with Greg O'Berry. They've all called it a night, and I think possibly Joshua Buckley has disconnected. He was running towards the front of this field, and now he's falling through our timing and scoring sheet, so looks like Josiah Millen got popped for too fast entering pit road. That's going to hurt him here tonight. He did come in as the race leader, and now he's going to leave, I believe, 1 lap down. Jared Hagedorn to come to pit road. Nice and easy for the driver of the 2. So he'll hit his box as Michael Sturgill goes on by. Sturgill retakes the race lead here, closing in on 40 laps to go here tonight at Michigan. It looks like the crew for the 22 of Joshua Buckley ran out of tires here tonight, so they blew a right front tire, had no spares, so they will have to load it up and try again next week. So Sturgill comes through. We're still waiting on Danny Valenzuela to make his pit stop here. It would actually be the 6th pit stop that Danny made tonight, as he had pitted a couple times early under those cautions. There you see Millen as he's trying to get around the number 13 of Jamie Leach. Millen right now is the first car 1 lap down to Michael Sturgill, who is about half a track ahead of him, so Millen has a lot of ground to try and make up if he wants to run back down Michael Sturgill to unlap himself. Millen has to be mindful because Quincy Atkins would be the next driver to go a lap down, and he's about 2 turns ahead of our race leader. Valenzuela going to peel off with the Raise Energy Drink South Beach entry. He'll hit pit road. Well, what do you say, race fans? We turn it up a little bit and ride on board with a couple of these drivers. some of the sights and sounds from around the Michigan Raceway. And there you see a couple of the big moves. Jared Hagedorn was able to pick up a couple spots, and looks like a couple of our drivers came to pit road. Hunter Reynolds. Hunter Reynolds down on pit road. Randy Johnson in the 90 of Michael Sturgill also. There's your race leader. Brandon Feeney having himself a good run. Right now he is the race leader. Remember, though, he is off sequence. He pitted back on lap number 47, so should see him coming here probably in the next lap or two. Doug Neal's right there. He has started to pull back in, that number 83. We're being told that a couple of our drivers did lose the connection to the iRacing.com server, like one of our drivers, Doyle Lowrance, in the crew entry, the Raven Graphics number 7, being scored back into the 22nd position. Doyle's down there in Texas, where they've been having that big freeze and a lot of power outages all over the power grid in Texas, so we hope Doyle's doing all right down there, and hope he can get his internet back, and hope he can get some power back also down there to keep warm. Right now, the Georgia driver said that he's got the power, as he will take over the race lead because Brandon Feeney is going to come to pit road. So he'll turn the race lead over to Doug Neal for the first time. So Doug Neal starting to lead here. Jared Hagedorn still hanging around. There he comes by the camera. Second for him. One driver coming to pit road, and that was Brandon Feeney. He's all by himself down there. Sturgill's out there. He came down on lap number 65. So doing the math, 65 to get him to about 85. So he's going to have to make one more pit stop here tonight. Everybody from this point forward, if they're pitting, should be a one-stop race. Quincy Atkins has still yet to bring his machine down. Started on the pole here tonight. And just like that, Quincy Atkins will bring it to pit road. So as he pits, Doug Neal stays hammered down. He's going to pass the 83 of Feeney. So it's a tale of two stories right now because, well, there's the 90 of Michael Sturgill. He's already come to pit road. He's down here in turns 3 and 4. Or sorry, that's 1 and 2. While Brandon Feeney is coming out of turn 4. So about a half a track difference in the two drivers that have been to pit road that need one more stop. Looks like old Dobbsy's coming to pit road. Valenzuela and Combs battling it out. It's a battle for the 5th position. They should be able to pick up the Dobbs position. Millen is actually coming also. There you see the number 40 of Josiah Millen. Right on board with him down here in turn number 1. He is coming for these two drivers right now of Combs and Valenzuela. Valenzuela slips it up the speedway just a little bit down there in 1. See Millen really closing the gap. The 88 of Tim Combs was pushing on the back bumper of the 04. The Toyota just not having the horsepower here tonight. And it's like watching NASCAR. There's a bunch of Chevys, a couple Fords sprinkled in the field, and then just one lonely driver that decided he wanted to drive a Toyota. And that's Danny Valenzuela. Looking through the timing and scoring here as Millen starts to close in really on this battle. He has the faster machine of the two drivers. Haven't talked about Cole Day much since he went for the spin with Donald Bennett down to the infield, which Donald Bennett has come back out onto the track, and he should be able to pick up a couple positions. He's about 3 laps away from Lowrance and Johnson, and then about another 5 laps he'll pick up O'Berry, and then if he can limp it all the way to the end, he might be able to salvage a top 10 as Millen or a top 20 as Millen picks back up that 5th position there from Tim Combs. As actually now they're going to drag race down the back straightaway because Combs has the draft off that 04 of Danny Valenzuela. These are your closest drivers on the track, and they are all battling for position. Race leader is still Doug Neal and Jared Hagedorn with Sturgill closing in on them. He's about, call about 12 seconds back behind Jared Hagedorn. That's how spread out they are here already. There's Doug Neal. He'll come across to complete the 74th lap. Neal pitted back on 54. So he can go maybe another lap or two if he has to stretch it. There's Jared Hagedorn. He is actually closing in. A little bit faster last time by. Still got the rear end damage on that number 2. So after Millen caught this group of cars and tried to make the pass on Tim Combs, did get to his side, and then he had to gather it back up. He's just fallen in line here, and he just has not been able to go anywhere with it. Now he'll work to the inside out of turn 4 once again here on Tim Combs. Will he be able to pick up the spot? 25 laps to go. The window is going to start to open here in a little bit. And that window will take you all the way to the end. So Millen trying to now work over Danny Valenzuela as Doug Neal comes to pit road. There you see the hope for the Warriors. Number 77 will make his final pit stop with 24 laps to go. Jared Hagedorn will cycle back up through. .23 to go this time by. Sturgill is coming in a hurry. Under 9 seconds back now. Michael Sturgill will have to make one final pit stop yet. Looks like 9 cars on the lead lap, and that last one is Racing Jason. Actually, he just went a lap down to Jared Hagedorn. So that 9th place machine is Russ Hancock, and he's right there. He's got passed up by the number 77, the SimBox 77 Doug Neal. I believe that's the 75 of Quincy Atkins. That is the 75 of Quincy Atkins. Drafting with the 90 of Michael Sturgill right now. And yes, the draft does work here at Michigan. 2-mile track, 550 horsepower with a huge spoiler on the back. It punches a huge hole, so Quincy Atkins really getting the benefit of the toe here. But so is Michael Sturgill as he gets a little push down into the corner. Still, Sturgill goes about 193 miles an hour down there into turn number 3. Look at this gaggle of cars. There's Feeney in the mix now. Feeney has been to pit road on 68, so he's got the way fresher tires here. Millen working to the inside of Danny Valenzuela. Feeney going to go high, wide, and handsome. Let's see if he can do that here tonight at Michigan. Looks like Millen's going to come to pit road. Sideways for Millen. Did he get down to pit road speed? Look at Combs. He really had to hang on to it. So those two come to pit road. Here comes your race leader, Jared Hagedorn. He'll come to pit road. That will turn things back over. Michael Sturgill, with 20 laps to go, will go back to the point here at Michigan. When does he come to pit road, though? Is going to be the question, because you can make it from this point forward. Brandon Feeney's going to be scored in second position here. He'll come out of turn 4. There you see Danny Valenzuela right behind him. Jamie Leach is sitting there, but Leach is a couple laps down, running in the 15th position. Comes Jared Hager on 4 tires and fuel. He'll go the rest of the way. The race leader not coming in this time. Sturgill going to try and run this out for another 5 laps or so. Cole Day is going to make his final stop of the night. The 99 is it. So right now it's Sturgill, Feeney, or was. Feeney now comes to pit road. Make his final stop. See if he can get in here before Michael Sturgill and run him back down. Here comes the big unit. Russ Hancock is also coming to pit road right now. And here comes the race leader. Sturgill to pit road. 18 laps to go. Feeney's down and away. Looks like fuel only. Maybe right side tires there for Brandon Feeney. Sturgill going to come in. Let's see if your race leader has any tires left to put on this Ascari Motorsports. Right side's going up. Does he have left side tires yet? Left side tires will go on. So it will be a 4-tire stop. Valenzuela picks up the race lead. Doug Neal looks like he's going to pick up 3rd. So drivers still needing to make pit stops here. Definitely Valenzuela. He will not be able to make it. Racing Jason's going to try and push the envelope, I think I heard over the radio. I think they're telling him, though, he's going to be about 4.5 laps short from being able to run this one all the way out. Danny Valenzuela will now come to pit road. Jared Hagedorn, who pitted on lap number 80, gets around Doug Neal. So is Hagedorn sitting in the catbird seat. There's Racing Jason. He just got around the number 99 of Cole Day. Here comes the 19 of Hancock, though. As Cole Day just came out of pit road last time by, so he's still getting the tire temps on the 99 wound up. Jared is coming, and he is coming quick here. He's going to look to try and take the race lead with 16 to go. This time by at the line. He's all over the Dobsonator. Dobbs down to the inside. Hagedorn going to go around the outside in turn number 1. Going to hang her wide open here, and he should come off turn 2. He will with the race lead. And a good 6-second cushion back to Michael Sturgill. About a 1.5 seconds back to Doug Neal. Remember, Racing Jason has to come to pit road yet. $16 laps to go for the Big Red Racer. The Nebraska Cornhuskers fan, Jared Hagedorn, leading with 15 laps to go tonight at Michigan. Doug Neal is in second now because Racing Jason came to pit road. And then about 4 seconds back, you find Michael Sturgill. There's Quincy Atkins. He set fast time here tonight. He's sitting there in 4th. Josiah Millen should pick up P5 here from Racing Jason. He's got about a 13-second gap to go get Quincy Atkins. He's also got Tim Combs right there behind him. So he has to watch how hard he pushes the tires because Tim Combs is right there. If something were to happen to the number 40 of Millen, Combs would then pounce. Danny Valenzuela came back out onto the track after his green flag pit stop. He was able to put 4 tires on that 04 machine. They did have a set left. So he's being scored in 9th. And he is catching the big unit of Randy Johnson. Randy Johnson pitted back on lap 81, where Valenzuela pitted on 83. So Valenzuela does have the freshest tires on the entire speedway. Hagedorn still leading, but Michael Sturgill just got a huge chunk out of that. It went from 6 seconds to 5 seconds to Michael Sturgill. Sturgill's going to get a huge tow because Doug Neal and a couple of these other drivers are all right there. There's the 28 of Hunter Reynolds. There's the 31 of Donald Bennett also there. So Sturgill is going to catch this group pretty quick after he gets all the draft from those cars. See all that draft in front of him. Bennett will go to the bottom. Pugh will go down to the bottom. And Sturgill will just go right around the outside. There's Racing Jason. Dobbs did come to pit road, but it looks like he only had about 2 tires left in his garage stall. So it was only a 2-tire stop for the driver out of Tennessee. There's your race leader. And about 2 cars back, you find Doug Neal. About 3 cars back, you find Michael Sturgill. 3 seconds with 11 laps to go. Doug Neal has started to fade here. He pitted back on 76, so he's got to save some fuel to make it to the end of this one. There you see the pass for second. Michael Sturgill going to make it look very easy as he goes down to the bottom. 10 to go and about a 2.5-second gap for Jared Hagedorn. Sturgill could really save some tires at this point to try and make it the rest of the way. He's going to get to Hagedorn. It's not a question of if, it's a matter of when. He was about 0.6 of a second faster last time by for Michael Sturgill. It's Ohio versus Nebraska. What a football matchup that would be if we were back in about 1998. 9 to go. Brandon Feeney is closing in on Tim Combs. Tires may have equalized finally. Quincy Atkins will come to pit road with 9 laps to go in the 75. So he gives up a top 5 running position. Sturgill knocked about just about another half a second off of Jared Hagedorn's lead. There you see it, Sturgill running the bottom side. Hagedorn running the top side. Sturgill trying to run the shortest distance around the track. So it was about 1.5 seconds at the line was the difference. Sturgill's about to start to pull the draft though. So as he does that, he'll be able to slowly reel him in just from the draft. About another quarter of a second ticked off that time. 7 laps to go. No other battles really out on the track. The closest other 2 cars are right there. It's the Tim Combs entry and the Brandon Feeney machine. That Liquid Molly K1 graphics car has been fast all night long. Looking to have his best run of the season. Doug Neal still sitting here in 3rd. SimBox entry, the driver out of Georgia, has about a 17.5-second gap over Josiah Millen, who's running right there down the back straightaway. He's starting to pull away from Tim Combs, but I believe a little over 17.5 seconds is going to be too much for him to overcome. Under a second, just about a 1/2 second back is Michael Sturgill. There'll be 5 laps to go when we do get to the line, and Sturgill is there. Sturgill will get there with 5 laps to go. What's he gonna do? He is there, but how does he get around him? Hagedorn's gonna have to start driving out that rear view mirror. Blocks the bottom side as Sturgill's gonna go to the top side. Hagedorn blocks and Sturgill's gonna go to the bottom. Hagedorn's gonna try to pinch him down on the bottom side, and will he be able to do it? It's the underdog versus Goliath. Hagedorn really known for his super speedway skills, picking up multiple wins, even a Daytona 500 win here on iRacing just the other week. Sturgill racing the Road to Pro Series, a veteran of iRacing. A couple weeks back, won a couple $1,000 here on iRacing in an event. He's going to set Hagedorn up, and Hagedorn's going to make him stay down to the bottom side. They're going to door a little bit down into one. Oh, more contact. More contact down into one. The crinkled fender now, the number 90 of Sturgill, is your race leader. Down the back straightaway they go. Hagedorn is fading now in the distance. Half a second gap over Hagedorn to Sturgill. Under 8 miles of racing. It'll be 6 miles this time by at the line. There's your front two. Sturgill has dominated this event. Led early. And now he's leading late. Hagedorn gave it everything he had. And that number 2. Still going to have a really good finish here tonight. Should finish in that second spot. He only has 2 more laps to go. So the popsicle sticks go into the air. That's 4 miles of racing, race fans. If you're out there counting how many miles, it's a 2-mile track. 2 times 2 is 4, and so on. You understand how that works. So next time by, we will get that white flag. Let's see if we can get back to the white flag. So this time out of turn number 4, it'll be 1 lap to go. Presented by Sim Speed Shop. So it's only 2 miles of racing left here tonight at Michigan. For the American Heroes 200 tonight for the SimBox Cup Series, presented by Salt Flat Racing. Sturgill came in with a monkey on his back, and he wanted to get it off. He was able to win at Chicago. He won at Kentucky, and he'll win tonight here at Michigan. Michael Sturgill wins the American Heroes 200. Jared Hagedorn will come home in second. There's Doug Neal coming out of turn number 4. His Hope for Warriors machine will, I believe, coast it out of turn 4. He's out of gas. He'll coast it across the line as Millen's going to come up just shy of catching him. Doug Neal finishes on the podium. Millen rallies back for a 4th. Then it's going to be Tim Combs, Brandon Feeney. Here comes the big unit of Randy Johnson. He'll finish 7th. Danny Valenzuela have a top 10 finish. He'll finish in the 8th position. Russ Hancock finishes 9th. And Quincy Atkins will come home in the 10th position. But there's your winner, race fans, the 90. Michael Sturgill wins here tonight in Michigan. He's going to go roll through the Irish Hills a little bit later on and make some thunder. He'll burn them down for us here tonight. Michael Sturgill going to celebrate this one. Wonder how long he can smoke the tires down on that car. That's going to give him now 4 wins on the season. 4 solid wins. He'll pull it down here into victory lane tonight. So as we get ready to gear it up for our DraftTop.com post-race show, race fans, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back here, race fans, to the Michigan International Speedway for the American Heroes 200 for Salt Flat Racing. It's the SimBox Cup Series that just completed 200 miles of racing here in the Irish Hills of Michigan. There's your race winner tonight. You see him coming off pit road. That was his final pit stop. Drop the jack and go. That is Michael Sturgill. Let's head down trackside here to our SimBox victory lane and talk to the driver of the number 90. Sturgill, this is your third win in a row here. You won at Chicagoland, you won at Kentucky, and you win it again here at Michigan. The Hot Rod, tell us about this race.
Yeah, it was a fun race there at the first couple of cautions we had. We weren't sure if we should pit or not. We decided to stay out and hope that it worked, and it sure did. Sucks. A few of my teammates and other guys had some connection issues, and hate that for them. But we got a win, so that's cool.
At least you're going to take some hardware back to the Full Throttle Motorsports stables after this one. This one, we talked last week how you chipped away. Well, you only gained, I believe it was like 4 points after last week's win on Hunter Reynolds. But this one is really going to help. As Hunter Reynolds finished back into the 15th position, you finished third and only a handful of races left. Are you going to take this momentum and finish off the season strong here and possibly go up there and get this championship yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Just keep running how we've been running. Hunter was one of those people that had connection issues, so I hate to chip into the lead this way, but we'll see what we can do.
Well, you get it done here tonight, Mike. Red carpet is out. The microphone is yours. Who do you got to thank?
Got to thank you for broadcasting the races. You always do a great job. Thank the admins for running the league. Thank all the drivers in here for keeping it clean and green. And thanks to my teammates. It's always good to have someone to bounce ideas off of. And shout out to everyone watching, including my dad.
Well, there you hear from Michael Sturgill. He will win his third race in a row, giving him 4 races total this season of finishing P1. Congratulations to Michael Sturgill. Let's head down to your second place driver here tonight. He drives out of Nebraska. It's the Go Big Red Racing number 2, Jared Haggerty. Jared, it looked like you had this one wrapped up, and then all of a sudden the big bad number 90 came rolling by you.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty confident. And then I look at my relative and I just see him chipping away 3/10 of the lap, and sucks. I'm not very good, and I was hoping this is the best finish all year. But I was hoping I tried to block like heck, but I also didn't want to wreck him. I didn't want to Joey Logano him. So it's just, I guess it's just the way it is.
Well, a good finish here at Michigan. This track is very wide open. Those are the speedways that you really excel at, like Daytona, Talladega. Does this track, this 2-mile track here in Michigan, really play into your deck of cards?
Yeah, it did. Definitely. I'm bad at getting breaking points and stuff like that, but super speedways just seem to do well. Maybe just because anybody can do it. But after that first caution, I think it was the first caution, I got punted and I thought my race is over, but I'm like, what do I have to lose? It's early, so we'll just see. And then I didn't even really think about my pit strategy, but it actually turned out pretty well for me. I don't think I would have got this finish if I would have done things different. So That's probably why I got the finish I did.
Well, you finished second here tonight, Jared. Best finish of the season. Who do you got to thank who makes it all possible behind the scenes out there in Nebraska?
Oh, I gotta thank you at Turn 3 and those guys at Salt Flat. Appreciate this league. It's a good league. It's one of the cleanest leagues for sure. Sometimes you need a caution, but it's good racing. Everybody's good to get along with, and for the most part, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, there you hear from the driver out of Nebraska. He drives the number 2 here tonight. He will wind up finishing second. Just needed the race to end about 5 laps sooner for Jared Hagedorn. He could have been sitting in victory lane. But tonight, he will come home running in the second position. One more driver to interview here on the podium, and boy, has it been a long time coming, Doug. Tonight, you did it. You finished on the podium, at least, out of gas.
Yeah, Roy made a call on that first caution to stay out and, or come in and top off and say, stays with the same tires. And it paid off because we could run a little bit longer. But there at the end, man, I started saving right off the bat because it kept telling me I was 2 laps short. Then I was back to 3 laps, and I just kept cutting it off in the corners trying to save. Roy made that call. He came in there in the box and said, "Hey, man, start cutting it off in the corners."
Yeah, how hard was it here tonight? No teammates after the halfway point to really bounce the ideas off of. All of a sudden, Roy gets another connection and comes back here to help you. How hard is it when you know there's drivers out there that are communicating, helping each other with, maybe enter a little bit higher, or let's take 2 gallons of fuel here and put some tires on? How hard is it?
It's pretty difficult when you got your teammates, because Roy's pretty smart when it comes to pit strategy and things like that. So, when you're having to do it on your own, and they all just dipped out on me and left me solo, I mean, it got boring too. So, but I appreciate Roy coming in and doing that for me and helping me finish out this race. I ran out of gas coming off of 4, and it was sputtering pretty bad.
Well, you were able to limp it across the start-finish line here to finish in P number 3. You are the biggest mover of the race. You picked up 16 spots. How did you navigate through all the traffic here tonight? We know you took a little bit of a detour, went through the grass, but it looks like the car was all right.
Yeah, I got some air going through the grass, and I hit that concrete in the middle there, and I don't know. I just I stayed alert the whole time. And a lot of the wrecks were way in front of me, so and once all I got panned out, I mean, it was pretty clean racing once it started. I just hate that everybody lost connection tonight. There's quite a few people. I probably wouldn't have had my top 3 if that would have happened,
Well, it doesn't matter how you get it, Doug, but you got it done here tonight. Congratulations on that 3rd place finish. Any big shout-outs that you need to get out there tonight?
I just appreciate my teammates, Nate, Cody, Roy, for helping me out tonight, and Peyton. Peyton had some bad luck tonight, but those guys, and you always put on a great broadcast, and just Salt Flat for letting me be a part of the league and use my company name as a sponsor. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you can't forget all the guys over at SimBox. Doug, thanks for taking the time to talk to us here. Congratulations on that podium.
Thank you, Roger. I appreciate it, buddy.
There you heard it from the driver out of the SimBox Motorsports. He's the owner, the operator of SimBox. Make sure you go follow them over on Facebook.com and see what Doug's cooking up. I think I heard some new products coming out here in the next couple of weeks. But let's take you through a rundown of your finishing order here tonight of the American Heroes 200. Take a look at it. Michael Sturgill wins his 4th race of the season, 3rd consecutive. Jared Hagedorn having his best finish also. Doug Neal, you heard from him. 3rd, Josiah Millen rallied back after a pit road penalty issue. He will finish in the 4th position. 5th will go to Tim Combs. Brandon Feeney, look at him, the driver out of Canada, having himself a great run. 6th position for Brandon Feeney. He spent a lot of the night up inside the top 5, slid back to 6th at the end. Randy Johnson, after going for a little bit of a ride through the grass, he finishes 7th. How about Danny Valenzuela finishing inside the top 10 for the first time? And I'm going to say about 27 races, Danny Valenzuela picks up a top 10. Russ Hancock finishes 9th. Quincy Atkins, who came in as the pole setter tonight, finishes 10th. Racing Jason finishes 11th with Darrell Clotter in 12th. Cole Day is 13th. Stephen Pugh, 14th. Hunter Reynolds, the points leader, a bad night, finishing back in 15th. Cody Levitt had some issues too, so did Jamie Leach, and Donald Bennett spent some time down on pit road. Then you see Roy Fernandez. He also got dropped from the iRacing server along with Cody Sleeper. Josh Buckley, Greg O'Berry, Doyle Lowrance also losing internet connection. Peyton Johnson, and of course Stephen Herman are race control here tonight at the Michigan International Speedway. Race fans, that's going to conclude it here tonight from Michigan in the American Heroes 200. We hope everybody tuning in enjoyed the program here tonight, and we hope you all stay safe until we see you just next week at the Pocono Raceway. It's the honeymoon capital of the world. Long Pond, Pennsylvania, the Tricky Triangle. It's the hometown track for all of us here at the Turn 3 Racing Network. So we'll catch you just next Tuesday night, right here, same time, same place.